If you have somewhat of a good idea of what the heck you're doing and where winds meet, but you still want to learn something new and progress your character to a whole new level of mastery, then this video is for you. I'm going to be highlighting what I like to call advanced tips and tricks, which is a little bit more in depth than the typical beginner would learn. However, it still is helpful for anyone that plans on jumping into this game and really want to max out their character. If you haven't already, I do highly recommend you take a closer look at my beginner's video guide. I'll link that in the top right corner, but otherwise, let's just go ahead and jump into these. I'm going to be moving somewhat quickly here, but hey, if you're watching this, you somewhat know what you're doing anyways, so let's just jump into all of these new advanced tips to take your character to a new level. First things first, you may be playing all of these music minigames all wrong in Where Winds Meet. You can essentially cheese all of these by clicking all 6 of these buttons at the same time, and it counts as combos, and it does not negatively impact your score by clicking all 6 buttons. You can basically solve every single one of these music challenges with no worries and reap all of the rewards. Again, you might as well do these because you do get a handful of basically free rewards, kind of like the ones I'm getting right here. Next up, I wanted to take a bit of a closer look at what it means to expand your inventory. If you scroll all the way down, you can see that if you have the Battle Pass, you do have some more inventory slots, but you can also spend coin to increase more slots. Just like this, you can see my max is 138 right now. If I keep scrolling down, I can just keep buying more and more inventory slots. I'm now at 144, and you know what? I'll probably do one more to break it even at 150. But again, I do recommend doing this because you will be getting lots of gear over time. Next up, this is probably already known from you guys, but at this location right here on the map, you have the NPC to trade in certain oddities, and these are by far game-changing. As you can tell, you can just really max out and just boost stats across the board. I'm going to go ahead and claim a bunch of these, but what I really wanted to kind of call out is the fact that you should be trying to collect these oddities in every single zone as quickly as possible, just to take advantage of some of these open world abilities to move around a lot quicker. And of course, at the very end, you can get a piece of the bell. And I'm going to show you what you can actually do with that bell piece, but it is a game changer, big time. But regardless, again, get as many oddities as you can. I have a quick tip later on in this video to make it super easy for you guys, but let me show you what happens when you actually get to the end of the oddities in the first zone. You get this bronze bell fragment piece, and once you get that, your life is just about to get a whole lot easier. What you're going to want to do is go to this location on the map. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, but this is where you will basically put that piece of the bell fragment and build it back into the bell, basically fixing it and then allowing you to ring it. Once you ring this bell, there is a major debuff to all of the world bosses and just bosses in general in that specific zone. So I do highly recommend you do this as soon as possible just to make your life a lot easier. Again, even if you do this before you even reach certain bosses in the area, it will help you just take them down a whole lot easier. As you probably just saw, I just got a ton of oddities all at once and spend a bunch of points. And I use this resource right here. I'll drop the link in the description of this video, but it showcases every single oddity within each zone. So this includes the second zone as well, not just the first one. It also tells you like where it is with a little picture. That's super helpful. So what I like to do is I open this up on my side monitor, I create temporary waypoints, and I just go down one by one and claim as many as I can. So here's an example of one I did earlier today. I ran up, found this tree, looks like it's got a beehive, so I'll go ahead and hit that, claim the reward, and it's just easy as that. Yes, it is a bit of a time grind, but it is 100% worth it with all of those huge boosts you can get on your character. Next up, I wanted to call out a handful of co-op activities you can do and essentially just walk away from your computer or PlayStation and just get free rewards. You want to do Blessed Land or you want to do this 5 animals, and it's just super easy. All you have to do is start the activity and then walk away. You'll also want to do this special training one. I'll kind of show that in just a second, but I just finished this one and all I did was just sit there. I didn't even have to do anything. So it's free coins, free fish, and a free other, handful of other goodies. I'll go ahead and kickstart this activity, but this is what it looks like once you actually complete it. You not only get some experience and coins, but you also get Constitution, which is very helpful as you progress further in the game. So hey, you might as well do it each day. It's free anyways. Next up, I highly recommend that you guys play around with your mystic skills to work together, kind of like how I'm grouping up these guys right here, freezing them in place, and then just dishing off tons of damage. There's a handful of different combos you guys can do, and I will do a follow-up video down the road to kind of highlight some of the most powerful combos when it comes to mystic skills. But again, it's really based on what type of combat you're doing. If it's PvP, it's going to be different than some open world combos you want to do. And basically every form of content has the optimal amount of mystic skill combos. Next up, whenever there is an option to kind of interact with an NPC, there's usually a signpost that gives you a helpful hint, kind of like this one right here. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm asking about this treasure chest and basically just said keep telling him he's great according to the signpost. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to just keep saying the same thing, and in many cases, these NPCs will provide you with rewards just by repeating kind of like one or two similar words over and over again. Usually it takes like three different kind of prompts to submit, and there you go, you kind of unlock that reward. And this is just a friendly reminder not only to you, but also the NPC. If you enjoyed the video so far, consider hitting that subscribe button. Okay, off to the next one. In order to really get the most out of your character, I highly recommend you determine the 4 or maybe 5 inner ways that you want to focus on. These are very, very expensive over time, and if you focus on a few of them, you'll be able to upgrade them much, much quicker just through the conversion and tips exchange process. So again, I assume that most of you guys will probably be using Moral Chant just because it's amazing for every single build out there. So make sure you guys take advantage of the how to obtain options as well, and really focus on upgrading the 4 inner ways that you plan on using as much as possible. This will just speed things up as quickly as possible, progress your mastery up higher, and allow you to survive and hit harder in fights. I also highly recommend that you guys purchase these inner way notes as much as possible. Even the chests. Even just having a chance of getting a similar note for the inner way that you intend on using will be extremely helpful. Worst case scenario, you can always convert them and have another chance. I also highly recommend that you take a closer look at the tuning process and don't hold back on tuning, because you will be repurposing all of this gear in your arsenal, which will also have a big impact on your overall mastery. So again, go tune crazy. Most of the items are specific to certain level ranges anyways, so you might as well use them rather than having them sit in your inventory. And here's a closer look of what that actually means in regards to the arsenal. You can see at the top, I've got the level 41 arsenal, and I can add level 41 gear, which will impact my martial mastery. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that as well. And you can see I've got a boost in just overall mastery. So it all helps and works together. Plus, another thing to call out is the fact that you can actually change the path within your arsenal. So for example, my build is more so focused on bamboo cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and scroll over and update that to bamboo cut, switch the path, and there you go. I even have some more mastery boost. So again, I highly recommend you take a close look at that and start investing today. Next up, there is a certain type of event known as these Martial Fellowship events that people are just not doing for some reason, it sounds like. And they give you some really good rewards, including a free game skin, so you might as well do them. Plus, they're pretty easy to do. All you have to do is basically just parry as much as possible and take them down. It usually just takes like a minute or two, and you just get some free rewards. So again, take the time to actually do these. Did you know that you can basically sell horses for easy coins in this game? If you go to any horse vendor, you can basically sell any horse that you have in your stable. So this could be any quality, any quantity. I mean, most of the time, if you've just been traveling around and just picking up random horses when you can, whether it's snatching them or claiming them yourself, then you're probably gonna have duplicates too. So you might as well just sell as many as you can once you pick them up, especially if you don't want them. It's not a ton of coins, but it is free coins, so you might as well grab it. There is a weekly limit though. If you want to just quickly grab some, check out these icons in the open world. They'll kind of showcase which horses are there, and there will be kind of an ongoing migration of new ones, so be sure to just keep checking. The rarer the horse, the more the gold you're gonna get. Did you know that there's a way to basically get free food in Mirren's Meat? All you need is a body of water, and then you can use the Tai Chi Mystic skill. Use it, and then you're gonna get some free experience and also some free fish. Why that is so important is because if you go into your inventory and then go to craft, and then under the cook category, you can use the fish to cook certain dishes that will restore health. And this is very, very helpful over time, just progressively, playing the game, just because there's gonna be times where your health gets low, and you can set certain foods to auto heal to make sure you restore your health and don't end up dying. I do like to use divine stuffed fish quite a bit because the ingredients are super easy to get, especially the fish, since you can just do it exactly the way I showed you. If you go to your Consumables tab, you can set specific foods to be on auto use. And this will basically be those moments where you kind of see it pop up and you just instantly get health outside of combat. And I do want to call out too that there are certain foods in this game that will provide buffs to certain activities like mining, hunting, logging, or even fishing. So when I do plan on just kind of stockpiling a bunch of fish, I'll consume one of these foods because there's a 20% chance of getting something extra special when I do end up using this method. So I'll go ahead and do this and I'll get some freebies. And what I like to do in between the cooldown timer for my Tai Chi is just kind of run around the river and pick up any gatherables I see, kind of like this one right here. So I'll just go ahead, pick that up, go back over to the river, and just continue on my fishing for some more free fish that will eventually turn into free food. And that really covers it. I can go on and on about more tips and tricks, but I'll just go ahead and do that in a part 2 of a video kind of like this if you guys enjoyed videos in this style. And if you did, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and also sharing some of your favorite tips and tricks in the comments below.